G'day, this is Captain Noob, and this is a Bloodied pipe revolver with 25% faster fire rate and 90% reduced weight, major and minor legendary effects respectively. So, legendary pipe revolvers, they're new, and as far as my knowledge goes, as of this recording of this video, the only way to actually obtain these weapons is to get them through Myrna. You can't get the legendary pipe revolvers through random drops, so I think there's some bugs that have been around for a little bit. Speaking of bugs, we'll get to that in a second, but what we're looking at here, hardened receiver, true long barrel, true stock, reflex sight and suppressor, going for a stealthy sort of thing with max accuracy out of the true parts. Obviously the reflex sight is for VATS usage. This thing, we're doing 68 damage, and we're using the 45s like we did back in Fallout 4. And speaking of Fallout 4, this is what this weapon originated from. I think it's still got the same sound, same function, but the textures have been much upgraded. They don't look as rusty anymore, which does look a lot better. It still looks like a ghetto revolver though, so, you know, that's kind of cool, I guess. And let's get into actually perking this thing up to make it better. And you'll notice how I don't have a lot of perks around at the moment because, you know, it's got a rifle stock, right? So we'll chuck on some rifleman perks. There's Expert. We've got Master Rifleman here. And then we've got regular rifleman there. And of course, Bloody Mess goes on, which gives us a total of, let's see, 125 damage, which compared to the hunting rifle at 160, it's quite a huge step up there from that. We're only firing 45, so we do get a little bit less range and accuracy, but better fire rate because it's got that revolving cylinder, and the bolt action animation as far as the game's concerned is just pulling the hammer down between shots, which doesn't take too long at all. Hopefully the extra fire rate will make that a little bit quicker. I honestly don't use revolvers enough to really notice any difference out of it myself, but perhaps if you're a revolver user you can use that. So 125 damage. Let's go ahead and spec this thing up in another type of perk called a gunslinger. So 1 gunslinger, 2 gunslinger, and 3 gunslinger, which brings us to 200. So we're actually now out damaging the sniper rifle there with just a pipe revolver. For some reason, it doesn't matter whether this thing has a rifle stock or not, it still gets the benefits from the gunslinger. But if you take the stock off, hang on, I'll just show you. Okay, smooth transition into attachments. Yes, what I was going on about before, if you take the stock off and make it a grip, which would, you know, make it rifleman or gunslinger base, sorry, not rifleman, you actually lose a lot of that damage. So kind of like the Bloodied swing speed meat hook that I did, you can get damage from perks that really, you know, aren't supposed to be giving it perks. So an extra 60% damage definitely does this thing a lot of good at 200 damage when we haven't even started with the Bloodied stacking just yet. So you've basically got the same sort of receivers. You've got the Fallout 4 variants as well, so improved hipfire accuracy and critical shot damage out of a vicious receiver, which is nice. Speedy, snappy, severe, refined, and tuned. No, tuned is that was still in that was in Fallout 4, but all of those are there. Also true receiver. Basically your standard stuff. There's not a lot going on here. There's no like 45 or the 308 rechamber of this thing, which is ridiculous by the way, so I'm not too mad about that being in. And of course true long barrel and stock for hipfire accuracy, reflex sight for VATS usage, and suppressor for stealth purposes. We're going to be relying a lot on the suppressor because I don't have my regular sneak perks, because 9 of my agility points are, you know, into making this thing do more damage rather than survivability sneaky perks. So hopefully we won't be too bad with that. We'll have to use our chameleon armor, which totally stacks, to actually help us out with stealth mostly. I think that pretty much covers it. Alrighty, so note the health bar there just below Nerd Rage threshold, getting 620 damage out of this thing compared to what? Just under 500 for a hunting rifle? Okay. Yep, that's a good start. You may be a little bit bugged, my friend, but we're going to make some good use out of you, that's for sure. Now, we are going to be missing out on a few of those nice stealth perks like Covert Operative, Sneak, Escape Artist. Actually, no, I think we've got Escape Artist, don't we? Yes, we do. Okay, we haven't lost the important one, but we're going to be relying quite a little bit on our armor to keep us going here. And something about this reflex sight means you don't zoom in, so that's interesting about pipe guns. There's no zooming in, but I guess we're just going to be hip-firing this thing anyway. That's why I put the true stuff on, so I can just hip-fire at will like this anyway. If we happen to be using VATS at some point, we'll make some use out of this, but we're basically going to be one-shotting everything that we can possibly target. I think using this thing in hip firing is the best way to go because the VAT's accuracy honestly isn't great. So staying still, letting the true barrel, true stock do its thing where it just, you know, converges into a very, very nice spread will do us well. Also, it's lucky if we hit some 40% shots in VATs. That's never too bad on the old shot counter there. Or, yeah, because we're in the... Wait, what are you doing in there? I don't know. Alright, so there we go. 846 with adrenaline, so yeah. I do have 2 points right now in intelligence that I could probably have elsewhere. Maybe I'd put them in luck. Have a bit of serendipity so I don't get killed if I get shot, but whatever. We'll keep on going, we'll keep on using this thing. I actually want to see how far I can hip fire this thing back with. Apologies to phone viewers, you probably can't see exactly what the hell I'm doing right now, and nor can I really. I've only got a small laptop screen in front of me, so it's not the biggest thing in the world, but I think we'll close in a little bit, make sure we actually get those kills to maintain our adrenaline, and make sure we actually use this thing in range. No point on going for headshots, is there? Oh wait, there is point in doing that. Alright, have you dropped me a 3-star thing? No, you haven't. That's a pretty garbage drop, actually. See if we can't nail that turret. So the main problems with the pipe revolver are definitely its rate of fire, but you can put a suppressor on it. It's the only suppressor in the game, the ghetto suppressor, which... the ghetto revolver, which can actually be suppressed, which is kind of strange because you wouldn't expect the air seal to be quite as good as this. That's not actually a terrible sword, but whatever. I think we can go alright. Using this suppressor, we're very, very sneaky, so we can probably kill everything in here very easily. Alrighty, we're inside now. Let's see if we can't do this without being detected like we were outside. It is still super dark in here, like according to what the game thinks. It's not actually dark, we can see quite well. Winter's got good vision, see her eyes weren't burnt out by the ozone being peeled back by all the nuclear fallout, see. She was hidden in the vaults for 25 years, where she honed her skills. Wait, how old is she? Does that mean she was born in the vault? They were born in the vault, they'll probably lose their ability to see. I remember back in Fallout 2, they had some sort of tutorial video on for vault people, you know, to start off in their life in the wasteland, and it mentioned how they should use... Ooh, okay, that was buggy. Mentioned how they should use the special Vault Tech goggles to make sure the sun doesn't immediately blind them, which is kind of lost in Fallout. Maybe if you're only in a vault for 25 years, it's just like, I don't know, it's not as bad. But if you were born in a vault, I don't really know. Maybe they had like UV simulators or something. I don't know. But that idea is completely done away with in the Bethesda game, so rip to that. But anyways, I was trying to shoot through the grill before and the bullets just weren't hitting. I think there's a little bit of a bug. I experienced this the other day, actually. What weapon was it? Was it the radium rifle? I think it was the radium rifle where I did this. Also, did you expect the mighty pipe revolver to just pull this amount of damage? I guess it's because it's bugged, but unlike the meat hook, or yeah, the meat hook, it's not a... I don't see it as a completely overrated weapon. I don't think a lot of people specifically really know about this, because honestly, or maybe they do, but pipe guns and stuff never had legendary, like great legendary things like pipe revolvers. I think pipe bolt actions were able to be dropped, but not these guys. But they're not very appealing to use because obviously their damage is a lot lower. Pipe bolt action rifles are even slower than hunting rifles, so there you go. But you can still get so much damage out of them through the use of bugs though, but whatever. Look, if I'm gonna have a stick up my ass about the meat hook being bugged, I should probably feel the same about this gun, but I don't really care. I just want to push the pipe revolver, the shitty little pipe revolver, the worst revolver in the game, to its absolute limit. In fact, it's actually not a terrible revolver. It's actually great. The worst revolver in the game is definitely the single action one. At least the makers of the pipe revolver and this decided, you know what? Reloading our bullets one at a time is a fucking bad idea, so let's not do that. And there we go. Next time, fight better. Or I'll fucking try, alright? Alright, honestly, that was just bad play on my part. I probably should have realized that I was going to get hammered if I cornered myself down there. I noted that in a previous video, yet I decided to talk shit and die anyway. So we're back to where we were before, just maintaining as much stealth as we can, and if we don't, we can just one-shot whichever super mutant decides to try to kill us. You can definitely notice how, sure, we're a little bit more sneaky with our chameleon bits. Without that 2 ranks of sneak, it's a lot harder to stay undetected here, even with a suppressor. So, you know, it's a nice test to see what these things are like without my dank sneaking perks. But, yeah, that gives you a little bit of an idea what it would be like without them. So, we're learning stuff about this weapon, how my perk cards are actually really fucking good and worth having. And, ooh, there's another 3-star there. Was that a fucking trade kill? That was a trade kill. God damn it. Well, we're done at least. Great fucking start there. I go away from my computer whilst it's loading in and then I get killed instantly. Alright, let's rile up the ghouls this time themselves. Alright, so a bunch of explosions happens there and then I run into them. Get crippled, but that's okay. I've got Nerd Rage activated now. So, what does that do for us? 554, and we get most of our health back for no particular reason at all. We'll do the stim pack just to uncripple some limbs. Alright, how does that tickle your fancy ghoulies? It makes you float in the air. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, hopefully we won't have any sleeper run-ins here, will we? Nope, everyone's fast asleep, you know, despite World War III erupting outside. The manager's already a ghoul pile. Well, he is a ghoul pile, but a pile of goo, a puddle of goo works better. Okay, looks like they've gained levitation powers since I've last seen these ghouls, so good on them for that. And now we are going to be fighting them pretty much as they run up to us. Although we're back into caution. Escape artists work for us there. Alright. In danger. That seems to be the person who put me in danger. Back into caution now. So, you know, despite this thing having a relatively low rate of fire, we're actually doing quite well here. I guess it's because the shots that we do get off are going to be strong anyway, so that works. Whoops, didn't mean to miss that one. Got one more coming around the corner. If there's any more sleepers, or sleeping ghouls, we don't want any actual sleepers in here that they attack me like a fucking rattlesnake. No thanks. Won't have any of that. But it looks like the ghouls at this area have been dealt with. So we'll head down below and see if we can't finish off the rest of them. Hasn't been a particularly terrible run so far, although I'm missing some of the spawns here, but I think you get the idea. Basically, most of this consists of me, you know, stealthily killing the ghouls as quickly as I can. Basically as fast as... what did I get hit by? Basically as fast as I can reload this thing or load the next bullet, which is... it's okay. We can basically instantly kill anything we shoot at with this kind of damage, which, again, is bugged, but, you know, showing it off, because I don't think anyone else has at this point. Maybe they have, but not to my knowledge. Alright, we're done here. Let's move on. Alrighty, I'm a little bit excited to see what this thing can do against Swan, and we've probably can get away with putting on Bloody Mess again, because we're not going to get hit here. And again, 638 damage. Make sure we actually hit him. 2-shotted by a... hang on, I blew off your head and you're still screaming. That's... no. Stop that. What do we also get? We got a handmade rifle out of that. That's not actually a bad drop. If, you know, I didn't have all the handmade parts already, I totally would have looted that and scrapped it for even more parts. Alright, good against Swan. No surprise. Okay, time to make some crabbies pay for their indignities. The Scorched Queen? No, just a queen. Just a regular-ass queen. She's out already. Is there another turf war going on? There might be another turf war going on with the Mirelurks here. Some of these might be Scorched, which would be causing problems for the other ones. Or unless the queen's a coward again. I see her running off there. You know, I've got the VATS blur on her, but I can still see a massive silhouette moving in the distance. Take that, Radroach. That's right. You get killed in one. Any weapon that can one-shot a Radroach is a good weapon here in this game. And Good funny thing about broadside is you probably couldn't one-shot a rad roach with them. No, you couldn't. Alright, might have to track down the queen now. Where has she gotten herself to? It's not likely for me to, you know, have a queen run off and then me to totally lose her, because how could you? Well, there's some more super mutants over here, so if we can't kill the bloody Mylurk queen, we'll kill some more fucking green bastards. Oh my god, it's the fucking super sledge, guys. Or is that just a regular sledgehammer? Man, melee in this game is strong. That's why I probably should have had serendipity on again. I went for damage and then I died. Lesson learned. The good news is the Mylurk queen is back again. She's seen fit to actually lurk around her own pond again. So I'll just wait until Nerd Rage procs from taking some passive rads in these waters. There she goes, and we can kill the queen now. 4 shots is good enough to kill you, so yep, that's pretty damn good. I think melee dudes in this game are fucking strong. They're really strong compared to what they are back in the Fallout 4 and all that. I think that's, you know, warranting the use of the blocker perk there, which, you know, wouldn't be too terrible. How many perks do I have free in intelligence? So I could totally drop License Plumber as well from this, because I'm not shooting this thing all that much because I don't have to. So I could have Blocker with a little bit more room, so, you know, that would be probably a good thing to have for this sorts of build. No cutting, we'll just find out where this Scorched dude is. The bat, going to be around here somewhere. He'll spawn around here in a second, I know it. He usually does. There he does. There he goes. Alright, we'll gather some adrenaline, why don't we? And 3-shot kill for a Scorched Beast. Wow, that's insane. What the hell? Yeah, I think this thing is totally bugged. I should not be able to get this much damage out of a Bloodied pipe gun, that's for sure. See, I was originally going to use this as my gunslinger character, but then, you know, I attached a stock on it and realized that the damage only went up because, you know, I put a rifleman perk card on just to see, and it worked like that. So that's why Winter's using this thing right now, and yep. There you have it. That was the Bloodied Pipe Revolver with extra fire rate and the Wayless. I'm going to be keeping this thing because it's cool, because it's bugged, so hopefully Bethesda can fix this. But honestly, how many Pipe Revolvers do you see in this game used in PvP? Like, fucking none. So, you know, it's not going to have any effect on PvP, this thing, but a bug is a bug. You need to squash it, so whilst it won't affect the game for the most part because people aren't exactly lining up to use pipe revolvers in this, it's certainly a thing that is rather unbalanced. So yeah, if a thing can beat the Fixer in kill time with only like 3 bullets or less, then you've got a little bit of a problem there. There's something quite not right with this pipe revolver hitting for almost 600 damage, which is a little bit over before because of you know, adrenaline, but still, yep, I think that gives you a little bit of an idea of what Bloodied pipe revolvers in this game are like. Thank you very much for watching, guys.